Sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and Sterling Savings Bank. Friday Night Sports Extra starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Friday Night Sports Extra. A little cold outside. We finally know what's going on with some playoff races, but what we found out in knowing about the playoff races, we still don't know who's going to the playoff.
That's right, because several leagues are still a mess right now. Tiebreakers galore. We'll
All
talk
over
more
the place.
about that coming up in a little bit. A lot of the intrigue is in the GSL.
That's right. If you see us walking around with circles under our eyes, it's because we've lost sleep trying to figure this thing out. But what we do know, Meade, the number 1 seed heading in, Gonzaga Prep still alive. For the number 2 seed, they're playing Lewis Clark tonight. Jack Wilson, 10-yard touchdown run right here. That puts Prep up 7-0. This game like a game of tug-of-war because LC going to answer right back. Also on the ground, Levi Taylor fighting for the touchdown. He gets in. That makes it a 7-7 ball game. Pratt, they answer back. This time the quarterback, Shane Schmidt-Kofer, 27-yard touchdown run. That's like the third time I messed that name up so far. I apologize. 14-7 Prep here. But Levi Taylor had the answer all night long. Again, up the middle for the touchdown. Makes it 14-14. LC scores one more point. Comes down to a missed extra point try for Gonzaga Prep. 21-20 is the final. U-High and Ferris also still alive. Both of them for that second playoff spot. We got a little bit of dance team thriller going on. Both teams scored in their opening possessions. 1-yard touchdown run here by Gage Orozco makes it 14-7. Saxons, U-High with 2 field goals before halftime, but Ferris pulled away in the second half. Orozco, a little bit longer this time, 30-yard touchdown run, 21-13 Ferris. Ferris trying to put it away here. Not much of a better way to do it than Connor Halliday. Yeah, words to your mom. It came to drop bombs. Look at that, 51-yard touchdown pass to Jason Bates, 28-16 Ferris. They hold on for the 28-23 win.
All right, so let's straighten this out now because we already knew that Meade was the first seed. There is now a 3-way tie for the CV gets the second seed. There's now a 3-way tie for the third spot. Ferris and G Prep will meet in a 2-minute, 8-minute halves on Tuesday at Joe Albee Stadium at 6 o'clock. That's a loser out. The winner of that then moves on to face U-High in another loser out game. The winner of that one will be the GSL's number 3 seed in the playoffs. I hope you got that. Now, the number 1 seed was locked up by Meade last night, as we told you, with an impressive performance against Central Valley. And has anybody's offense improved more throughout the season than Meade's? Andy Wetzel throws the fade route to the end zone, and Casey Monahan pulls it down between 2 defenders, a 19-yard touch. It's 7-0 Panthers. They added the lead early in the second. Wetzel with the wide receiver screen for Bo Tolley, who finds a little room, and the Whitworth head coach's son takes it 54 yards to the house as Meade extends its lead to 14-zip. CV gets on the board a little bit later. Taylor Evans going to punch it in from 2 yards out after his own 70-yard kickoff return, but it's not enough. Wetzel throws for 4 touchdowns and a 31-12 victory. They've won 6 in a row now after that 1-2 start. Keith?
A lot easier to understand in the 3A. East Valley's in, and that's all that really matters. Mount Spokane's going to be the 1 seed, East Valley the 2 seed. Mount Spokane, though, with the win tonight, would be the number 1 seed of all the GSL. Ooh, foggy. Somewhere down there, are you serious? Colton Williams scores. Is that a handoff by Randall Cunningham? Holy cow. Another Colton Williams. As Ben likes to say, it's hard enough to tackle him when you can see him. That's just not fair. Another touchdown for him. And yes, somewhere down there, Chase Nacarado for Mount Spokane. Are you serious? Boy, Ben, you could have got off the tripod, moved downstairs, got underneath that fog, but we appreciate the effort. Mount Spokane goes on to win this 56-0. They have the number 1 record in all of the GSL 4A or 3A. Congratulations to them. Last night, North Central and Shadle Park battling at Joe Albee Stadium. North Central with 1 win on the season. Shadle Park looking for their first win. Leon Strawn punches it in. Shadle Park with the lead in this game, and they wouldn't stop from there. Direct snap to Drew before and after. He takes it into the end zone. Shadle Park gets their first win of the season, 34-14. That's the final. Congratulations to the Highlanders. Good way to finish out the season.
All right, the 4A Inland Empire League had Lakeland traveling up north to visit Sandpoint tonight. The Hawks fired up for Halloween, and the Bulldogs looking to win a league title and move on to the playoffs. Lakeland found out that not only can Sandpoint score, they can play defense too. Luther Morgan snuffs out the play and gets the sack on Eric Cooper right there. Bulldogs running back Ben Fisher, a huge night, taking the handoff from Daniel Charvel, busting outside. Fisher scored on Sandpoint's first 2 possessions, a 73-yard touchdown run, and this 55-yarder before the first quarter was even over. How about that? Second quarter, Lakeland backed up deep in its own territory, only to watch Fisher get some great blocking for a 6-yard touchdown, Sandpoint up 28-0 at the half, 50-12 is the final. Fisher, 270 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Bulldogs will host a first-round playoff game. All right, and how about this? Lake City wins the outright 5A title with a 49-19 win over Lewiston. So now Lewiston, Post Falls, and Coeur d'Alene also have a 3-way tiebreaker. That's on Monday, Ben.
Kansas City tiebreaker, right?
That's right.
Somebody's got to bring the barbecue. Maybe it'll be Coeur d'Alene because they kind of limp into this one after playing Post Falls last night. Coeur d'Alene cheerleaders did not have a heck of a lot to cheer about against Post Falls. Vikings quarterback Ryan Dutton drops back. He gets dropped by Troy Layson of the Trojans. And as you see all the time, defense going to lead to offense. Scott Benner puts the Trojans on the board first when he splits the uprights from 36 yards out. Puts the visiting team in front. Second quarter now, and the driving rain did not seem to bother Matt Lickfold on this play. Looks over the middle, finds Zach Carter, 30 yards. Pretty pass there for the touchdown. Post Falls goes on to win this one, 13-7.
We've already established the 4A GSL and the 5A IEL will both have 3-way tiebreakers next week, but they're not the only ones. There's more. We'll explain that when Friday Night Sports Extra rolls on after this.
This is Friday Night Sports Extra.
Welcome back to Friday Night Sports Extra. We're having a lot of fun here, and I guess maybe we should go over a little bit of clarify some things that we've learned here tonight.
Start with the Inland Empire. We've got Lake City going to the playoffs. We know that.
Number
We've
one
got
seed.
the number 1 seed, and then we've got the Kansas City tiebreaker, Coeur d'Alene, Lewiston, and then we've also got Post Falls as the 3 teams playing Monday to decide who gets a 2nd seed.
Yeah, the GSL, Meade number 1, CV's number 2. A 3-way tiebreaker coming up at Joe Albee Stadium on Tuesday between Ferris, Prep, and U-High. Ferris and Prep will play at 6 o'clock, 2 8-minute halves. The winner moves on to face U-High. The winner of that one will be the GSL's number 3 seed against the Big 9. We hope you got all that because there's a quiz at the end of the show.
We know you got it the first time, but we're kind of proud of ourselves for figuring it out tonight, so we wanted to bring it up again.
Thank you, Randy Ryan.
Now, the GNL has one more week before their season's over, so I'm sure they're going to have 8 teams tied for the playoffs as well. But West Valley, they're undefeated. They're looking to stay that way tonight, taking on Medical Lake and a cookie. Nom, 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 nom. Eagles looking to strike first. Drew Clausen buys some time, and when you're buying time, you might as well huck it, chuck it, some football. Finds Steven Johnson. That's pretty much wide open. Gets a face mask, but still scores a touchdown, 7-0. Eagles. Medical Lake trying to answer, but there's a fumble on the play. Hovik Melikani, and I know I said that wrong, his knee recovered that fumble. Eagles in business, and they capitalize with the guy with the club for a hand. Chris Smith, the one-armed man. Harrison Ford's been looking for you for quite a while. West Valley goes on to win this one, 42-3. They're still unbeaten. Cheney only a game back. They play each other next week. Cheney tonight taking on Clarkston, trying to stay 1 game back. Cheerleaders are there. Cheer receivers are there. Things are looking good. Clarkston up 3 at the half. Second half, Cheney looking for some offense. But Justin Robinette is there for the sack. Nice play by the defensive player for the Clarkston Bantams. Now the Bantams trying to take the lead. Brady Arnund to Taylor Marshall. And oh no! You could have been on TV. That sets up 4th and goal. One more chance for Marshall. Marshall breaks the tackle, stays on his feet, breaks another tackle, and that's how you make up for a drop touchdown pass. He takes it in. 10-point lead for the Bantams. Cheney looking for the comeback, but check it out. Robinette again. This guy had 6 sacks in the second half. I haven't seen a guy dominate like that since Bobby Boucher did it for the Mud Dogs. Clarkston goes on to win it 28-18. That means West Valley is the GNL champions.
West Valley, pretty darn good. All right, more great Northern League now, but we're going to head down south to Palouse. Pullman taking on Deer Park. Cheer Squad dancing with flair, 37 pieces to be exact. 20-0 just before the half. Pullman. Cody Peterson rolls out to the side for a receiver. No luck as it just runs it in himself, though. Pullman on the board. Then Deer Park quarterback Alex Wolf. He's going to try to pass. He'll get some pressure. and he throws it deep, only to find Brett Druffel of Pullman with a diving interception. Maybe the Cougs could use him in the secondary. And one of the only good highlights from Deer Park is this nice run by Tevin Hines on 2nd and long. He picks up a first down, but Deer Park goes on to win this one by a final count of 23-13. Moving on, Riverside and Colville, up in Colville, and the Indians roll to a 25-point win over the Rams, 42-17. All right, how about Intermountain now? Bonners Ferry in Timberlake to take on the White Tigers, who were looking to wrap up a league title. They say you win with offense, but a good defense doesn't hurt. Badgers quarterback Taylor Tomke gets picked off by Devin Smith, who gets a nice return. We told you Timberlake had a great offense. They scored 34 points before we got here, but we are able to show you that John Schaefer, one of the weapons the Tigers have on offense with the run there. Timberlake has been in the state semifinals 3 times. Roy Albertson pulled the starters to get some rest before next week's playoff game. The Badgers, they didn't quit. They finally get on the board with 2 minutes left. Tomke on the 6-yard keeper as the Badgers wrap up their season on the short end of a 34-6 loss. Timberlake, meanwhile, fired up the momentum as they win the 3A Intermountain League title. They'll host Payette in the first round of the playoffs next week. All right, Priest River and Orofino, the Maniacs, a 6-point win there. All right, Northeast A-League now. These games were yesterday. Lakeside, a 30-point win at Newport. Okay, Freeman goes to Chewelah and gets spanked by the Cougars 41-7, and Kettle Falls beats Springdale 36-20. So now, there's another 3-way tie for second place in the Northeast A. That's between Lakeside, Freeman, and Kettle Falls. That'll also happen next week. We told you there's a lot of 3-way ties.
I just say, break out the cage. Let's have the cage match. I could figure things out. Northeast 2B, they still have another week you have to let to play. Colfax right now, the cream of the crop there, undefeated. They're 3-0 in conference play. Lynn Ritzville still alive with only 1 loss. They're playing Liberty tonight. Micah Brown, the Rock, he knows how to run with it. 25 yards, finally gets brought down. Later on the drive, let the Horsey Road get it in the end zone. 21 yards, spins right round over the goal line. It's 26-12 Bronx. Next possession, more of the same. This time, though, it's Cameron Keyes. He's going to scamper in from 11 yards out. Ritzville rolls 40-12. They have to beat Colfax next Friday to force a 3-way tie. Reardon, also with only 1 loss, they're still alive for a playoff berth. Checking out the Halloween costumes. They're wearing them a day early. Chase Bell already with 1 touchdown, but the bell tolls again here. Reverses field, uses his speed, gives the home team a 13-0 lead early in the second. The Gorillas answer with a $1:18 left in the half. Cody Hopkins hands to Big Jared Gunning, takes it up the gut, putting Davenport back in business. Now, if anybody ever questions the mighty Derek Dice's poll, check this out. He asked Bell on the sideline to give us another touchdown right before the half. He answers. Check that out, okay? 96 yards. He's got mad speed, 11.3 in the 100 meters. Only 9 seconds left in the half. Look, it makes Derek happy. He's got a big smile on his face.
I'm a big Chase Bell fan.
Reardon right here, 46-13. The final. Couple more scores for you. Tico Oakstill, getting shut out by Colfax 30-0. We've got the Sales 50-36 winners over Asotin. And the good times keep rolling as Waitsburg Prescott 33, Pomeroy 7.
Now, there could be another 3-way tiebreaker in that Southeast 2B as well. Asotin, Waitsburg, Prescott, and DeSales.
Now, again, if we ask you to score a touchdown, it's always a good idea because we're going to put you on TV. And if you're a referee, don't call back a touchdown early. You know who you are at Medical Lake tonight. We're coming after you next time. We'll show you. We got 8-man football coming up. Track meets with huddles. That's next. Friday Night Sports Extra.
Stick around.
Friday Night Sports Extra.
All right, welcome back once again to the Friday Night Sports Extra. Ben Kaplan, Keith Oso, Derek Dice with you here. Dennis Patchen, you're wondering where he's at. He's down in San Antonio getting ready for that Cougs game against Notre Dame. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up later.
You know, one more time, we just want to clarify the playoff picture. East Valley's in, and that's all that matters. Let's go down to the Southeast 1B. First place on the line, Colton playing host to the Tri-City Prep Jaguars. Colton would be get on the board first. Josh Strawn looking for the air ball to Steve Eaker. Nice catch. Colton with a 6-0 lead at home. Imagine how nice that would look if the white balance was good. Tri-City Prep has the answer. Quarterback Will Hobbs gets in some trouble, but he finds Troy Redmond. That's his go-to guy in the end zone. Hangs on 8-6 Jaguars. More Tri-City Prep. Hops again drops back. Guess where he's going? I just told you, it's the go-to guy. Redmond again takes the ball away from the defender. 16-6 Jaguars. And the Jaguars go on to win it 62-50. They take over first place in the Southeast 1B.
All right, we go to a lot of places here on Friday Night Sports Extra, but it's always nice when you get 5 towns into just 2 games. They're able to do that tonight with La Crosse. Washtucknuck Helotes hosting St. John Endicott. Tiger Cats strike first, some trick the night before Halloween. Here's the treat. Sam Harder to Jeff Zimmer 66 yards later. He's in the end zone, makes it 6-0. Lac Washka. Very next possession, Jake Oni going to throw it to himself. No, he throws it himself. The strike to Zimmer, who looks like he gets in. Spotted at the 1. Tiger Cats score to make it 12-0. The Eagles did not make the trip, though, for nothing. Kyle Raynor completes a Cole McCanna. Hits the sideline right by the camera guy. Thank you for not running me over. I appreciate that. He goes in the end zone, 77 yards. Eagles win this one, 42-24. A couple more scores for you. Clark Fork, the Wampus Cats getting whomped by Kootenai, 48-0. Look at that. Wallace. High scoring game there. 18 points. Is that what we're looking at? Yeah. There we go. Winners over Mullen.
106 total, just in case.
Hey, man, my math is good.
All right, Northeast 1B action. Cusick Panthers #1 in the state for a reason. This game was last night, and they roll up on the Welpinette Redskins 64-12. We've got a bunch of scores to bring your way here now. Wilbur Creston and ACH, the Warriors 46-0. Inchelium and Curlew 34-16 in favor of the Hornets as they sting those Cougars. Sprague Harrington at Pateros. The Billy Goats come away with a 52-6 win. Hunters and Selkirk, the Lions all over the Rangers 60-18. And how about Odessa Valley Christian? The Tigers win by 50. 58-8 is the final there.
That's a lot of football. One more week of Friday Night Sports Extra. Hopefully by next week we'll actually have people that are in the playoffs instead of tiebreakers. Spokane Chiefs in action tonight. We'll let you know how they did, plus the Cougs, Vandals, and everybody else in action tomorrow. We'll update that coming up next. Friday Night Sports Extra.